Okay, so here we go. So again, this is the Vertical Power VPX Pro. The Pro has two individual power supplies inside, so you have a little bit of a redundancy if you need it. The VPX Sport only comes with a single power supply. So this is the Pro. Another good feature that I really like about both this and the Sport is all of your circuit breakers are internal. They're solid state circuit breakers that are internal to the unit. And I forget how many of them there are, but there are more than enough. And what's really cool is you hook this up to your PC or your tablet, and you can program those circuit breakers. So you may have each circuit breaker has a range of voltage. So you may have a 1 to 3 volt circuit breaker, a 1 to 5 volt, a 1 to 10 volt, and multiples of each, right? You may have 5 1 to 3 volt circuit breakers. You may have 10 1 to 5 volt circuit breakers. You may have another 10 of 1 to 10 volt, whatever they are. But each one of those you can configure within that range. So you can take a 1 to 10 volt circuit breaker and program it to function as a 3 volt. So when you get to 3 volts and above, it would trip, even though that circuit breaker can be rated all the way up to 10. So with a 1 to 10 volt circuit breaker, you can basically program that 10 different ways for whatever voltage you want. I think that is absolutely fantastic. And there's all kinds of other things you can do with this thing from a programming standpoint, which is great. That's all I'm going to get into right now. I can probably do a whole separate video on just this unit alone, but if you go to the Vertical Power website, and all of the manuals, the installation manual, the operator's manual, all of the documentation for this unit, for the Sport unit, and for the PPS unit, all of that's on their website. You can bring them up, you can read through them, and get to know all the different features, and there are a lot. So with this unit, of course, you get the mounting brackets for the unit itself. This is your Ethernet cable. I don't know if this is required for any kind of, I don't know that this needs to be installed in the aircraft permanently for communication. I think this might only be used to hook it up to a PC or a tablet for programming, but I'm not sure. Wiring harness. So wiring harness and other miscellaneous things that you need for installation. This is a kit bag. You can see that this bag is a kit, and then within the kit, you've got these different individual components that are also individually labeled, which I thought was kind of nice. So this is an installation kit. This is the mating plug for this when you make your wiring harness. And again, just some more miscellaneous installation components. Here, this is the PPS. This is the primary power system, again from Vertical Power. And you can see the terminals here. You've got a battery terminal and a alternator B lead in, main bus out, and a starter out. And again, this unit has all of the circuitry internal. So with this unit, you do not need starter contactors and battery contactors and things of that nature. You literally connect your battery power directly into this unit. Internally, it regulates and monitors everything internally and distributes it for your alternator, for your main bus, and for your starter. You don't have to do anything else. You don't need contactors and relays and things of that nature. And then again, this port here, which I can't get this top off. Oh, yes, I can. This is just the pin connector. Like I said, this is the pin connector. This is the connector that you'll put on your wiring harness. And then this will plug directly into this. And then you can run it to your VPX. So again, it's a very nice unit. Very happy with it. It simplifies a lot of things. It makes my life a lot easier. Some more wiring and things of that nature. These are the connectors the various connectors for the VPX, some wire and some pins, diodes, resistors, things of that nature. And again, this is all covered very well on the website. Moving on, we've got the Safe Fly GPS. And I'll come back to this in a little bit, but the Echo and the Ethos, they all fit together. They all go together physically really well, and I'll point that out here shortly. Safe Fly GPS, antenna, wiring harness. This all came together as a unit. Then I've got my Echo UAT ADS-B. This is ADS-B in and out. Very nice unit, very small, very compact, just like the GRT Safe Fly GPS. Very small, very well made, nice machined aluminum. Very pleased with both of these units. The Echo UAT came with an antenna and it came with its wiring harness, which is very nice. My Trig, what did I say this was? This is the TT22 remote transponder. This is a mode B, I believe it is. It's not mode C, it's mode B. Remote transponder. You get obviously the transponder and the mounting tray. That's it. That's all that I bought. I believe they sell a wiring harness for this, but I chose not to use it at this point because it was very expensive. But I did have to buy an antenna for it. So this came just as it is, and then I bought the antenna separate. These are all the components for the remote EIS, which is the Engine Information System. Again, this is a GRT unit. This is a remote unit. There's no individual display on the instrument panel. This is everything that you need to view for this is run through the EIS. So there's no individual display. When you buy this unit, you get to choose if you want any of these other sensors with it. You can buy the unit by itself, I believe, or you can buy the all-inclusive package, which includes all of the various sensors, which is what I had done. You get a little bit of an option. You have to make up your mind what options you want. I had gone with bayonet type of sensors. And again, this is for a 4-cylinder Lycoming. They make these for 4-cylinder Continentals, 6-cylinder Lycoming, 6-cylinder Continentals. I think they even make them for turbines, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think they do. So anyway, so I went with, these are the Egt probes. Of course, there are 4 of them. And like I said, I chose the bayonet option for those. These are the CHT probes. And again, the bayonet type. I'm sorry, these are the bayonet type. These are hose clamp type. These are 2 pressure sensors that came with it. A wiring harness, another wiring harness. This is, I believe, my fuel flow sensor. This is the GRT manifold pressure sensor, all in a unit. This is a oil temperature sensor, and then this is a current sensor. So all of this came as a package. And again, you get some options when you place the order. You can configure it however you think you want to have it shipped. And then we have the EIS. Again, this is the GRT Horizon 10.1 EIS, which is their latest and greatest EIS. And again, this particular unit I purchased with the optional touchscreen feature and with the optional ILS approach plate software already installed. And then it came with the wiring harness, Ethernet cable, and the USB. So what I wanted to point out, which I thought was really cool, on the back of the EIS, this EIS already comes with provisions on the back. So you can directly mount the GRT Safe Fly You can see the 4 mounting holes here on the ethos. The safe fly bolts directly to the back of the ethos, just like that. And you can take your Echo UAT ADS-B in and out, and this mounts directly on top of your GPS. There are provisions on the GPS specifically for this. And then you take the included wiring harness that came with the Echo UAT. This gets plugged into the unit here, and then you make up your wiring harness using this wire package, I believe. And you basically plug your Echo UAT directly from its port. You make a short wire bundle to plug it from here. It comes around and it plugs directly into the GPS. And then we got your antenna for your Echo and your antenna for the GPS. So I thought that was really cool. I can mount these 3 units together as one and then just run a simple cable from this port back to this port. And that's it, as far as I know, as far as mounting these units. But I just thought that was cool. And it does save some space. So just a little added feature that helped me decide what I wanted to purchase when I was putting this stuff together. So I believe that's it. Like I said, this is what I've got so far. I will be getting the Trig TY91 comm radio, and of course I'll need an antenna for that. That will also be a remote unit. There will not be a separate display. It will be a remote unit that interfaces directly with the ethos. Other than that, I don't know what else I need. So again, if you guys have suggestions, shoot me an email or make a comment, and I'll try to read through them and reply to you. Alrighty, so I believe that's all I've got for now. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So I think that's it. So like I said, I'm going to look at this again because I keep calling this an ADS, or not an ADS, a mode B transponder. Maybe it's a mode A. Does that make more sense, mode A? I'm thinking ADS-B. Maybe that's why I'm stuck on calling this a mode B transponder. That almost doesn't sound right. You know what? Hold on a second. Let me get my glasses. Let me read the back of this thing. It does not say. If it does, I can't decipher it because it says something about class 1, level B, level C. I believe it. That's right. I believe it's a mode B. I know it's not a mode C. It's the whatever the other one is. Anyway, it's the Trig TT. What did I say it was? The Trig TT22. It's a super nice transponder. Enough of that. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.